The following programme is a presentation of Jez Sports. Greetings once again, wrestling fans. Welcome back to the Main Event Podcast. We are here today to discuss IMPACT Slammiversary 2023. I'm Jez. That's Dan. Did we used to have a logo up here?
Yes, we did.
Where's that gone?
I don't know. That's your
weird.
department.
That is my department. Where is it? There. Yeah. Okay.
That's there.
There you go.
There we go.
That probably wasn't there the last episode either. I accidentally turned it off, I guess, but there you go.
Well.
This is the show, as I hit my mic.
That's there now.
The Main Event
Right
Podcast. We're here. Main Event Podcast discussing this. That's kind of how this works. So if I haven't got the thing, it looks like I don't know what I'm doing, which is accurate, but I try to hide it as much as possible. Yeah. Anyway, we've been off for a few weeks for various different reasons. We didn't get to do our Money in the Bank recap. Maybe we'll come back and do it at some point as a retro. Maybe on the eve of our WrestleMania in the UK, Dan. You know?
There you go.
Why not? But we are here to discuss Impact Wrestling Slammiversary, in itself a very important show. The 21st anniversary of Impact Wrestling. Yeah. 2002 was their launch. Obviously, last year for the 20th anniversary, we reviewed episode 1 of NWA TNA, and instantly regretted it. So if you'd like to witness that pain, you can do so in the archives. Just search for the Main Event Podcast wherever you get your podcasts and cringe along with us through a show that, despite being in 2002, really did not age well.
No.
So on that note, before we do crack into this one, we did do predictions for Money in the Bank, so we will just update on that. Before Money in the Bank, we were tied once again in our prediction competition for the quarter at 71.
Yep.
Results from Money in the Bank is me, 5, you, 6. So once again, you take the lead by just a point.
What did you get wrong?
I'd have to go back and look, but I don't remember what was. It wasn't necessarily what I got wrong. It's that you got the Money in the Bank women's ladder match right.
Oh, did I get that one right?
Yes, okay, and I went for Becky Lynch because I thought it was going to be Becky Lynch. That's what we were led to believe. But there you go. Yeah, so that's the difference is Io Sky winning women's Money in the Bank. So that gives us a total coming into this show of me 76, you 77.
Ooh.
We are, including Slammiversary, we are 3 shows away from the end of this quarter. It's Slammiversary, it's NXT Great American Bash, and it's SummerSlam, and it's still very close. And if we tie, I'm going to be incredibly, incredibly upset, and we'll have to have some kind of tiebreaker. I think, I'm going to call it now. If we tie after SummerSlam, the tiebreaker is going to be the remainder of the G1 Climax tournament. Because
you've been watching that.
Well, you can watch it. Nothing's stopping you. And there'll be plenty of matches in that, and it's very unlikely that we would tie because we would have to predict like 20 matches in very quick succession. Christ. So, I mean, if you don't want that to happen, Dan, then you better just win, hadn't you?
Yeah, I will win.
And the power's in your hands. All you have to do is not suck.
I don't suck, considering the fact that I am winning.
By a point.
Yeah, but I'm still winning.
And we'll see.
Win's a win.
We'll see how that stands at the end of the show.
Yeah,
once we have gone through.
I actually have much hope for this.
We'll get to that. But Impact Slammiversary took place last weekend from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. the hometown of Scott D'Amore, who featured in this event, and also the hometown of P.T. Williams, who himself is a Canadian destroyer, if you will.
Canadian.
Did you know, that P.T. Williams, despite not really having the power to do this, has declared that the only person that is allowed to do the Canadian destroyer, who do you think it is? Do you want to have a guess? You won't guess because it's random.
No, who is it then?
Chelsea Green.
What?
Yeah. He said,
why?
Because he has trained her to do the Canadian destroyer, and she is Canadian.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. He went on a bit of a rant a few years ago. I think he just watched NXT and AEW for a week. It might have been when they were head-to-head, actually, so he might have been watching them both at the same time. And he was like, oh, yeah, want ratings, use Canadian Destroyer. And he just went off on one about how he'd seen it like 60 times across the two shows. And it's a fair point.
Jesus.
It is a fair point. It has become a bit of a throwaway move, and considering it looks great and it should be devastating, it's just a bit overused. And perhaps we'll get back to that conversation when we get to the match a little bit later, but we're a long way off that. Let's kick off with the two matches from the Countdown show. Kicking off with, for some reason, Jody Threat and the Death Dolls versus the Shawntourage, which is an inspired name, which is the team of Giselle Shaw, Savannah Evans, and Jay Vidal. I'm going to be... I think it's generous. Maybe it's not. No, it's not generous. I'm going to be mean and open the floor to you for your thoughts on this one first.
I feel like I'm going to need a T-shirt that says this now. Fine.
Was it even fine?
Okay, not fine.
Those are the options. There's a 50-50 chance.
No, it was just there.
I have got firmly written in here, match that happened.
It definitely was a match that happened.
Definitely a match that happened. If you're out there watching and you would like to get involved, the match that happened emote is available to subscribers. There you go.
There we
Bounce
go.
It all over the screen.
Boom!
I like how it stuck firmly, like to your lapel there. It's like you were the match that happened. It's pretty good. Yeah. And the only other negative that I have from this is just a general thought that the whole Death Dolls concept is still naff.
Yeah. I've literally put in my thing, other than meh, is I'm done with the Death Dolls like this.
Yeah. And it
Bring
clearly
back
isn't
Rosemary.
Getting a whole lot of traction because they're on the pre-show every single time.
Yeah.
Get
Rosemary back. She was much better.
And Havoc, for God's sake.
Havoc,
what's this Jessica nonsense? It's gone on too long.
Yeah, bring back Decay. Well, them in Decay, should I say, and then everyone will be happy.
I mean, I guess it's just because they were tag team champions forever and were the only people competing for the tag team championships as other teams transitioned in. But just even something else, whatever. FIFA King, welcome in. Is this about WWE? Sometimes it is, but today we are discussing Impact Wrestling's Slammiversary. Our next two shows will be WWE related for
baby,
the Great American Bash and for SummerSlam, obviously. Why did I forget the name SummerSlam?
How did you forget SummerSlam? It's like one of the main ones.
Yes, I'm pretty excited about it too. But this match was there and it really didn't need to be, I think, is the crux here. No. Prediction-wise, it's good news for you. I went with Jody Threat and the Death Dolls. No, I didn't. You went with Jody Threat and the Death Dolls. I went with the Shawntourage, which sounds like it's people hanging around with Sean, but it's not. It's Shawntourage. It's a bit tenuous, but we'll go with it.
This was a last-minute name.
Yeah, and I'm not sure who was responsible for it, and
They need to be fired.
I hope they don't get a raise at the very least. Yeah. So yes, to start off this show, you are the one, and I'm a donut.
That's how we like to be.
Second and final match on the countdown to Slammiversary, Impact Digital Media Championship, Joe Hendry versus Kenny King. And
I just want to do something quickly.
Oh, yeah.
I believe in Joe Hendry. There we go.
Just testing it works, are you?
Yeah, okay. Because I'm going to keep checking how your reactions are throughout the whole show.
Not quick enough, probably, but yeah. Yes, indeed. Joe Hendry versus Kenny King.
Yeah.
I have a 3 down drunk Wimpress. Welcome in. Good to see you. Keeping up a long-standing tradition on this channel of answering crossword clues that are not there. But nice. Welcome in. Yeah, it's my turn. Yay, I did this right. Yeah. Gave you the boring match. And there are lots of positives from this match as far as I'm concerned. Another classic chart-topping tune from Joe Hendry. Yeah. About Stripper Kenny.
Yeah.
I had no idea that he was a Chippendale.
No, I didn't either.
But I'm glad that he was.
This is why I like Joe Hendry stuff, because he picks up stuff that we don't necessarily know about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's in conversation with these people. It's like, right, I need to write a song for this rivalry. What have you got that I can exploit for comedic effect?
Yeah.
And everyone's got something apparently. So yeah. While I am disappointed that he has lost the Digital Media Championship, I'm also glad because hopefully it can push him on to bigger things,
bigger stuff. Yeah,
like he's probably one of the most over people in the company. Yeah. So I don't think going for the world championship within the next 6 months is totally out of the question.
No, I wouldn't say no to that. I wouldn't say no to him being world champion.
Yeah,
bring it on.
Why not? Indeed.
Yeah.
And I think the Digital Media Championship will sit quite well on Kenny King.
Yeah,
and we'll see where that goes. It's basically a television title, isn't it? So
yeah, it is.
Yeah. What else did I like? I liked Sheldon Jean just blasting through the ring as a distraction. Just I'm going to get in the ring. I'm going to go through and get back out the other side.
Yeah,
that should do the job, and it did. Choking Joe Hendry with the Chippendales bow tie.
Bow tie. Yeah,
that was good. Keeping it to the theme of the match. Joe Hendry dodging the plancher and King landing on his own buddy Sheldon Jean. I thought that was slick because I didn't know Sheldon Jean was there. It was just he was hiding behind him.
He just appeared,
being as slight as possible, and then got squashed basically.
Yeah,
and Kenny King cheating to win, feet on the ropes, doubled with
I like that.
Jean holding them on to make sure that he got it in. So
yeah, I like that.
Decent. My only con, and it isn't any fault of Joe Hendry or Kenny King, it's this shouldn't have been on the pre-show.
No,
I feel like this deserved to be on the main show. Yeah. So anything to add from you?
Nope.
Oh, we'll find something. I need a drink. That's how it works. I hand the floor to you, and then I have a drink while you talk.
No.
Rude.
How about no?
What is also rude is that we believed in Joe Hendry, and therefore we went for him for the prediction.
Did we both say, yeah. That's because we believe in Joe Hendry.
I'm wondering how long it's going to get until this gets old.
Yeah. No, because we will always believe in Joe Hendry. People who are listening to this, who aren't watching, are going to be like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, I mean, everyone but you has got the beat that goes with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
I
you
mean,
that
I
can't hear
just
it.
imagine it. I can just see it and it happen. So I'm so used to it. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Let's move on. See above clue. I think we might be drunk. Yeah, we might be drunk. Also, things are drunk. So it's a good point. It's a very good point.
Yeah.
Has there always been a 5 in your name, Wimprest? I don't remember that being there. But there is now, yeah.
Yeah, there is now.
I don't remember that being there. Maybe I was 3 down. Who knows?
Perhaps you were drunk.
Indeed. Right, main show. None of these men were drunk, I don't think. Ultimate X match to determine the number 1 contender for the Impact X Division Championship. Jonathan Gresham versus Mike Bailey versus Kevin Knight versus Alan Angels versus Kushida versus Jake something.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
That's a long comment.
It's fine. It's pertinent information because I asked the question. There was not always a 5. I did a random radical name change and found out that my original name was locked out for 6 months. I'm in the home stretch on that. Yeah, talk to me about it. I am waiting for the ability to drop the live off the end of this name. I've got to wait the 6 months for that myself. So, yeah. I've set an alarm. We'll wait
and
for
you'll
that
wake
to
up then.
Right. Yeah. Over to you. What did you like? What didn't you like?
I felt like this was a good way to start off the main show. I thought it was quite action-packed, quite a few good things going on. I do quite like the Ultimate X matches, I have to say.
Yeah.
Quite good fun. I like the fact that at the beginning, everyone just went and climbed, apart from something. Just everyone went, just did that. Something just taking out everyone, just being the big guy that he is.
He is, yeah.
Night. It's always weird when I write the notes and I have something written in it, and I've kind of my dyslexic brain goes, "Hold on, oh yeah." Night using something as a stepping stone to get onto the what did they call them?
The truss. The
truss. That's the one.
The cables. Yeah.
Throwing Night into everyone, just yeeting him out the ring.
Oh, yeah, I've got that one.
Yeah. Bailey's ultimate moonsault from the truss.
Yeah.
That was really good. And it was precision. One thing that isn't a pro, and I don't think it's a con, it's just a mistake that happened, is when Bailey fell and his arm got caught in the ropes.
Yeah. And the way he screamed, I thought, oh, God, he's broken that. But then, no, he was just selling it. And fair play to him. I was like, oh, that's an injury. He's making the noise of a man that just snapped his arm in half. And then he just got up and carried on. I was like, oh, good work.
Because when I saw it, I was like, oh, I did actually go like at that moment.
Yeah.
But apart from that, the rest of it was fantastic. I thought it was a great match. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I've got what you had. I've just got a couple of additions as well. I liked Gresham and Bailey arguing about who was going to go for the X. And I liked that Alan Angels used the low blow to prevent Jake something from climbing or from getting the X as he hung from the cables. Yeah. I only have one con for this.
Oh yeah.
And again, it's not really about any of the competitors. It's nothing at fault to them. The truss, the big scaffolding bit around the ring. Could they not have given a lick of paint? Possibly.
No.
I'm not sure that thing has had any attention since it debuted in 2004, 2005.
Yeah, no, it hasn't.
And it shows, like, It's got more metal exposed than it has black paint now, and it just looks tacky and awful. And really not going to cost you a whole lot to get that sorted.
Get a pot of paint
and actually look like a professional company for once. You know, the threat of tetanus brings an extra layer of danger to the event. Yeah, I mean it's not rusty, thankfully.
No,
but there's definite metal exposure, and I mean,
especially
we all fear tetanus, don't we?
Especially with Bailey with his bare feet.
Yeah, Mike Barefeet.
Yeah.
No, paint the damn truss.
Yep.
That's what
I'm
saying.
Get a pot of paint from whatever those hardware stores are in America.
Well, it's not. Yeah, so it's not even America. They were in Canada, so I don't know
Canada,
any
then.
of the
Canadian Tire.
Yeah, okay. I suppose you could get automotive paint from Canadian Tire.
No, it's not an automotive place. It's like a home base.
What is it called? Tire?
I have no idea because they're Canadian.
Okay. They're heading back to New York for the next show. They can go to like Home Depot or
there you go.
Menards or other hardware stores are probably available.
Yes.
What else have we got?
Or they could just
Lowe's.
order it. Or they could just order it off Amazon.
Yeah. Other hardware stores / online delivery companies are available. Right, predictions. Who did you go for?
I can't actually remember.
I will remind you then.
Okay.
You went for Jonathan Gresham.
Oh yes.
So you were wrong.
Yeah, I was.
I went for Kushida.
Oh, did you?
So I was right.
Oh, there you go.
I'm glad that my logic kind of paid off for this one, because I'm like, they've given him the kind of world title shot, and that didn't pan out. But clearly he's, one of the guys that they want to keep around and focus some things around. So I'm like, an X Division championship run for Kushida could do the business. And, we're not quite there yet, but now we have the promise of Kushida versus Leo Rush for the X Division championship.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, I mean, that should be the main event of whatever event that happens in, quite frankly. That's going to trump any of the world championship matches you can put forward. So, yeah, book it, Dano. But you will stay on one, and I will become a one.
We like being the ones.
Indeed,
even though that's not really a thing anymore.
I mean, the Usos are still the ones.
Yeah.
It's just not a whole group thing. Impact Knockout World Tag Team Championship. The Coven, the champions, versus Killer Kelly and Masha Slamovich, who the last time we spoke about them were Slamoviching each other quite significantly.
Yeah. In a dog collar match.
Now the dog collar is used to bind them together. It is the tie. It is the unity. Tie that binds. Yeah.
The unity.
Yeah.
That is Killer Kelly and Masha Slamovich.
And they just gently stroke each other on the face and chest. And
it's very weird.
It's very evocative.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your
my turn. I don't have a huge amount to say about this. It wasn't quite as exciting as I was expecting it to be. I like the team of Masha and Kelly, united by violence. That's my only pro. Negatively, the ref didn't do much or anything to keep, the legal people in the ring and the illegal people out. And I just think it was a match that happened, really. Yeah.
Another one.
Another match that happened on what is their showpiece show of the year.
That's not good.
This probably should have been on the pre-show.
Yes, I would have swapped this to the pre-show and Joe Hendry and I've forgotten his name already, Kenny King, onto the main show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Easily.
But the one benefit of it is that we both believed that Killer Kelly and Masha Slamovich would win, and that takes us to 2 apiece.
Thank you.
Yeah. Before we move on, question from the chat. Not wrestling related.
Random.
But an interesting question anyway. How many languages, I don't know why, I can't say languages. How many languages do each of you speak? You can
How
go
many
first.
do you speak?
I can speak fluently 2 languages.
What are they?
Or at least I could. I haven't used one in forever. I'm obviously fluent in English, or this version of English that I use on a daily basis. I can also speak Welsh. I'm fluent in Welsh because I grew up in Wales.
Yes.
Yeah, my Welsh is a lot better than a lot of Welsh people's Welsh, although that is probably not so true anymore, because if you don't use it, you lose it, as they say.
Yeah.
But I also, I'm actually very good with languages, not to blow smoke up my own ass or anything like that. But
where are you going to?
I can understand a lot of languages, a lot more than I can speak them. So or at least the basic gist of what they're saying. So things like German and Spanish, I can pretty much pick up what is being said. Can't reply, but I can pretty much pick up what's being said. And I'm okay, and okay is probably pushing it. I have very, very basic Japanese ability, based on what I do for a living. So so 2 definitely, 1 definitely, 2 mostly, 5 marginally. How's that? What about you?
I speak 2.
Okay.
English and rubbish.
Which one of us is the dad here with that terrible dad joke? Yeah, that's come straight from your dad's mouth, that, hasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I can definitely hear your dad saying that. That's the type of thing he would say. Yeah. So there you go. That's the answer to that question. How many languages do you speak?
Let us know.
I also used to speak HTML, but it's not much use anymore because you don't use it to write websites. You've got to use other stuff. But I was fluent a long time ago.
Nice.
Next, Bully Ray and Dina versus Scott D'Amore and a mystery partner. That mystery partner, risen from the dead.
Yeah,
I said I could speak English. That was a lie. He is risen. I'm of course talking about Eric Young. Oh, and some dude called Darren McCarty was there as the special guest enforcer as well.
Yeah,
whom I understand played ice hockey pretty well.
Yeah. I didn't have a clue who he was.
Nor me. No. I only have a very casual, very, very casual interest in ice hockey. Because I'm not Canadian.
Yeah.
They really care about ice hockey.
Yeah.
Your turn.
You're not from Canada.
I'm not from Canada.
I was rather underwhelmed by this match. I was expecting a bit more.
You know that Scott D'Amore was in it, right?
Yeah.
You noticed that?
Yeah. But I was a bit like, okay, it's fine. That's all I could say about it. It was fine. You know, a few fun things like Bully Ray going through a table. Why not? But low blow right in front of the referee.
Pro or con?
That's more of a what? A what?
I mean, it made sense when they played it out, but it was a bit like, what are you doing?
It's a bit, it's like, I get when they like did it where they kind of went, no, carry on. Okay, that's fine. But it felt like there was a massive gap where it happened, and the ref is just there like,
oh yeah, I'm supposed to disqualify for that, aren't I? That's a naughty one.
Yeah, naughty one. About half hour later, somebody goes, no, carry on. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that it did take a while for them to remember what the spot was that they were doing. Yeah.
But
yeah. Anything else?
No.
I've got a couple of each.
Yeah.
Sticking on the referee theme, why did the referee block the special enforcer from enforcing?
Because he's a moron.
He did seem to be a moron. I think that is probably the best answer. They were like, "Oh, he's not one of our referees. He hasn't even got a referee license, but he's been doing it for a while." I'm like, "What? Then why is he here? Did you just turn up and say, I'd like to referee a match?" Right, all right, then go on. You can do this one.
Go on, have at it.
It was just really, really random.
Yeah.
And I get they wanted to get rid of him and then make Darren McCarty the special referee. But if that's what you wanted to do, why didn't you just do that? Just make him the special referee from the beginning.
Yeah.
It was weird. Who booked this? Who wrote it?
Some moron.
Anyway, we'll stick with the cons first, shall we?
Yeah.
This one's just a personal kind of desire of mine, what I would have liked for it. If we're having Eric Young back with, the Team Canada Canadian national anthem music, why wasn't there pyro to scare the crap out of him like used to happen back in the day? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That was one of the best things about Eric Young, is he was scared of his own pyro.
Yeah.
And it would just make him jump every time. And I thought that would have been nice. Scott D'Amore did the thing at the camera that he used to do for Team Canada. Yeah. So let's bring it all back.
Yeah.
Let's have, scaredy Eric Young. Why not?
Yeah.
So that not being there was disappointing. And my major con here is that this whole thing, it was just a vanity project for Scott D'Amore, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's in his hometown. So.
I mean, it kind of worked, because I had no idea that he actually had any success as a wrestler whatsoever back in the day. So, kudos to letting me know that. And apparently, when they said that he invented the Canadian destroyer, I was like, whatever. And I went to Google it, and no, it turns out, he did.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, all righty then. Good for you, Scott D'Amore.
Then. There you go.
Gone up a little bit in my estimation.
Yeah.
But, cool. Positives. Dina's face when Eric Young turned up, like, he looked like he had seen a ghost, which was the desired effect. So good work. Yeah. It's a good bit of facial acting there from Dina. I'm not sure why these happened, but I liked them. Scott D'Amore's tributes to D'Lo Brown. There were two of them that I noticed. The commentary team only noticed one of them. The leg drop was a D'Lo Brown one, because he did the pointing either side and then did the leg drop. That's a D'Lo Brown thing. Commentators missed that. And then he did the sky high, which to this day is one of my favorite wrestling moves of all time. I don't know why. I love the sky high. Just the idea of taking someone's momentum, lifting them straight up, and then dropping straight down and sitting down with it. Love that move so much. That would probably be my finisher if I was ever a wrestler, or at least the version of it that's like a choke slam where you sit down with it. Just such a cool move. It looks great. It's legitimately devastating in terms of kayfabe and all that kind of stuff. So just love the sky high. So it was great to see it. And I liked A1 taking out Con. It looks like he's still built, so good for him. And we will get to the chat shortly. Let's just get some predictions for this one out of the way. Who did you go for?
I believe I went for D'Amore and mystery partner.
Yes, indeed. We both went for Scott D'Amore and TBA.
What a surprise!
It's almost like we expected the Vanity Project to pay off or something. But yeah, so that takes us to 3 apiece.
Tres.
Different 3s from both of us. And we'll move on. Back to the language thing. Wimpress, who asked the question, he speaks 1, which I'm going to assume is English. Shouldn't assume, but I'm going to go out on a limb here. Took French for 3 years and promptly never used it again. Now, as I said, I'm good with languages. I cannot in any way get my head around French. It does not make any sense to me. So many random rules, and like I just can't do it. Like I could probably pick up any language given enough effort, but French will never, never, never stick in my brain, and I don't know why. I had this discussion with somebody from Europe, and their response was dismissive and said that I sounded very American. They're dumb, mate. Yeah. Like, it's a good question. Like, if anything, if it had been the other way around, and like an American had been dismissive of the question, then I'd have been like, yeah, okay, that tracks, because there are a lot of Americans like, I don't need any languages. I've got the one that I talk here, and that's all I need. Which is also a very British attitude, but I digress. At first, I thought they were right. They were not. And somehow mildly superior. Then I realised I could drive 1,500 miles south and 3,000 west and still not be able to practice another language reliably. I could go 350 miles north and be in Canada and speak French, but I don't really have a second use for language day to day. True, but I mean, I haven't been to America a huge amount. I've probably spent 4 months of my life in America, and I've had cause to use some Spanish, or at least some understanding of Spanish, and so in that small amount of time of 4 months compared to an entire lifetime for somebody who lives in America, born and raised in America, I think you might, have cause for a second language, because you're right. It's quite a distance for you to travel to a Spanish-speaking country, but there are a large number of that Spanish-speaking country coming to you. So you can either embrace it, or you can be, one of them people. And you don't want to be one of them people. So embrace it. Speak the Spanish. Why not?
Speak the Span.
It's a great language. It's quite fun. And then before we move on, just a casual observation from the chat. You have a lot of belts, Dan.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Not as many as you did have, because you sold a few.
Yes, that wall is now empty.
Wow. Got to do something about that.
Yeah.
Plenty of new belts to buy. Just because you got bored of the belts that you did have.
Yeah.
And hopefully in a fortnight you'll be light another belt as well.
No, you won't.
Moving on, X Division Championship. Chris Sabin versus Leo Rush. Now, if you hadn't seen the show, I already spoiled this earlier, and Leo Rush picked up the win. I quite liked this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It wasn't what I was expecting at all, because, of the people involved, Chris Sabin, Mr. Impact Wrestling at this point, basically, and can wrestle. And Leo Rush being Leo Rush, always puts on a show, high-flying, technical, all that kind of stuff. None of that. No. Leo Rush attacks him on the entrance. Love it. Yeah. And then he barely had to lift a finger to win the match and defeat, the best X Division champion in company history.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
AJ Styles says hi, but still. Chris Sabin has won more of them, and is still there now. So Styles isn't there to argue, is he?
No.
So that was great stuff. 2 cons.
Mm-hmm.
The referee and Chris Sabin himself overruling the doctor.
Yeah.
Like, no, you can't do that, mate.
Can't do that, bro.
That's not how medical clearance works. If he's saying you can't go,
you can't
go. So that was nonsense.
Yeah.
And, usual pet peeve, kicking out of the final hour. It's a finisher. Clues in the name.
Yeah.
Finish. Not carry honour. It's not a carry honour, is it? It's a finisher.
Yeah.
Don't kick out of it. And now you. What do you think?
And now me. I was a bit like skeptical when I was watching it, like the dive out the ring and that's what injured him and all that sort of thing. But I was kind of like, no, this kind of works. And I was kind of like, yeah, I'm down for it. And I liked it. But I did like the fact that Leo Rush had to do, what was his move? Final hour?
Yeah.
Had to do that twice. So I was a bit like, yeah, okay. Saban's got something left in him.
Shouldn't have. It should have been a total annihilation. That's what I think, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it was decent. And booking Chris Sabin losing the X Division Championship is a pretty hard proposition. And you know what? I dig it. I really dig it.
Yeah.
And I think Leo Rush is going to be a great champion. And hopefully he holds it for some amount of time. But I can see Kushida dethroning him pretty quickly.
Yeah, I can.
And we got that one wrong. I really did not expect this. I thought Chris Sabin was going to have a lengthy reign.
Yeah.
He only won it. What was it? Last month? The month
ago.
before? Yeah.
A month ago.
Shock. But continuing the trend of this show of champions losing their belts, on we went to Leo Rush, so we're still on 3.
Tres.
When did you win your belts, and what is your signature move, Dan?
I won them by having a bank account.
More than some people have got.
Yep. And my signature move is the nipple twist.
I thought you were gonna say my signature move is typing in my credit card number. Because that would have been on theme and on brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, if you want a nipple twist, you need to be watching the G1 Climax tournament from New Japan Pro Wrestling, because there's a good nipple twist in who's it that does the nipple twist? Can't even remember, but twice in the tournament I've seen it.
Nice.
Next match, Impact World Tag Team Championships. ABC, the champions, versus Brian Myers and Moose. Rich Swann and Sami Callihan. Subculture. That's all the people.
Yes.
Your turn.
Some flung together teams and some actual teams.
Yeah, I liked how they really were trying to make out that that Moose and Brian Myers were a super team. I'm like, really? I've never seen them team before. I know I only watched the pay-per-views, but like I
like the fact they have matching ring gear. You know, okay, we'll try and make them look like a tag team. But no, they're not.
Yeah, that was random. And what was the other one? Rich Swann and Sami Callihan. They were like, oh yeah, these guys are friends. I'm like, okay, sure.
Couldn't we have somebody from that team that Callahan used in the last pay-per-view? What was it called?
OVE, Ohio versus everything.
OVE.
Yeah.
Ohio versus everyone.
Everything.
What couldn't everything? Couldn't we have like somebody from there?
Would have been a good idea, but
would have kind of made sense.
Yeah.
But no.
That's not what we had. Yeah.
No. But apart from that, it was an alright match. You know, I wouldn't say it was fantastic, but it was alright.
It was, yeah.
It was alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was alright, you know. But
any specific things you liked?
I didn't really have much to say on it. You know, Bay and Swan doing a cutter to Moose together.
Yeah, I've got that.
Great.
Yeah.
Apart from that, nothing really relevant.
Fair enough. I will just say, you said Moose. And other things I liked, randomly, Ace Austin's new haircut.
Yeah.
Suits him.
Yeah.
Better than that weird, long, scraggly look that he had.
Yeah.
Good. Moving on from that. Sami Callihan yeeting Webster out of the ring with the Death Valley driver. Just throwing them the whole hell out of there. That was nice. Yeah. And I liked the Rascals taking out the champs at the end because, you know, they've been champions for a while and let's face it, these thrown together teams weren't going to be the ones to beat him, and Subculture haven't been there long enough really to justify a straight up victory. Yeah. So that was decent.
Yeah.
Usual gripes. Ref not bothering to enforce the rules.
Yeah.
At least by virtue of the words Fatal 4-Way being copyrighted, they didn't call this a Fatal 4-Way tag team match.
No.
But they would have if they could, and it wasn't a Fatal 4-Way tag team match. It was a Four Corners tag team match, and they didn't call it that. They just called it a 4-Way tag team match, which is slightly accurate, but just please, 4-corner tag team match. It's not difficult. Say it right.
Yeah.
And this one just wound me up, and I forgot that this was a thing, and it was a thing back in NXT UK, and it wound me up then. Subculture having their own names for literally every wrestling move that they do. I'm like, it's a swanton, mate. I don't care what you're calling it. That was a swanton bomb. Don't give everything your own kitschy little name, you pricks. Winds me up. I'm like, oh, right, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, it was a punch. Let's call it what it was. He punched him. That was a shooting star press. Yeah, we don't need a special name for that either. These things have names already. You can have one signature move, and you can have a finisher. Maybe like a team up kind of move as well. You can rename those. Not everything needs your own special little name. Okay, I feel better now.
Breathe. Let your blood pressure go down.
Freaking Subculture. At least he doesn't dress like a mod anymore. That was weird.
Yeah.
Like, kid born in 1995 wearing mod gear. I'm like, no. It'd be like me dressing like Charlie Chaplin. It's a terrible idea. We both went for the retention.
Yeah.
Of ABC.
ABC.
That's not what happened. Subculture won, so no points there. Not doing terribly well.
We're doing poorly here.
But at least the last Impact event, it was just me doing poorly.
Yeah.
Now you suck too. So, yeah.
I thought I'll give you some company.
Yeah, misery loves company. They do say that.
At least we don't have Harmstone to rub it in our faces.
Yeah, no. Shh. Don't say his name. He'll appear. It's a bit like Joe Hendry, you know. Say his name, and he appears.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
No, it's still cool. Novelty hasn't worn off yet. Next match, Eddie Edwards with Alicia Edwards versus Frankie Kazarian with Tracy Brooks. Now, first thing, isn't she Tracy Kazarian now?
Well, you think?
You would think.
But no.
So, okay. Right, fine.
Yeah.
It's my turn, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know how I really feel about this one. I feel like it was okay, but there was something lacking.
Yeah. I was kind of like, yeah, all right.
Pros I have, it was hard hitting. You know, it was pretty strong style, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
I liked Edwards' suicide dive while Frankie Kazarian was distracted by the women. Again, for lack of a better term. And I liked the chain suplex over the ropes to the outside.
Yeah.
And my gripe, really, I think this match went on too long.
Yeah, that's in one of my things. It just went on way too long.
I feel like they could have done the same amount of stuff and just crammed it into a shorter match
Yeah.
That would have increased the pace a little bit and made it more, I don't know, pacey and
watchable.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't bad, but it was just a bit flat, considering it's the end of their rivalry. Both of these guys are veterans. They've got all the history of their own rivalry and the fact they were both trained by, Killer Kowalski and all that kind of stuff. They got their wives involved as well, so that was another layer. And then it just fell a bit flat for me.
Yeah.
So, not only that, we got this one wrong too. It's going swimmingly. We both thought that Frankie Kazarian would win because,
that's the logical answer.
It's their main show and it's the end of the rivalry, and the babyface should probably win. But let's not do that.
No. Nope.
Yeah, and I suppose great. It's unpredictable. I like to watch unpredictable wrestling, but also I'd like it to make a little sense.
Yeah, which it didn't.
No. It seemed like everything was backwards in terms of who should win in this, and they did that deliberately, I think.
They did that because they looked at our predictions and went, how about now?
Yeah, I don't know how they did that because they were kept private, but...
They can hack into anything.
It's a scary thought. Penultimate match, the Impact Knockouts World Championship.
Yep.
Deonna Purrazzo defending against Trinity. The second Trinity to be in Impact Wrestling. They had a Trinity back in the day.
Yeah.
She was cool. I liked her. I like this Trinity too. I'm just really making an observation. Whose turn is it? Yours, right?
Mine. Yes. Violin player. Quite liked that. It was looking good. It was slick. Trinity's corkscrew over the top rope, where she did a full rotation quite a few times into Deonna.
Did you like that, did you?
I liked that. I thought
that's in my cons because she missed.
Yeah, but it's still athletic.
Yeah, I mean, it looked good. It just would have looked better if it had been an offensive move rather than just spinning out of the ring and landing in front of your opponent. It lacked from a wrestling point of view.
Yeah. Okay. Deonna working on the arm. Good one. Queen's Gambit on the apron. That looked like it actually hurt.
Yeah. I think the Queen's Gambit or the Fujiwara, the Fujiwara armbar as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how you cushion that, really.
With a lot of practice.
Yeah. Like, there are some moves you're like, no, this is going to hurt regardless. I can try and mitigate your pain a little bit, but this is going to hurt.
Yeah.
But, especially the Fujiwara armbar. I'm like, no, I'm just going to take your arm and I'm going to pretty much yank it out of your shoulder socket.
Its socket, yeah.
I hope you're flexible. Yeah.
That's about it from me.
Yeah, I've got those as well. I've just generally noted that this was the best pure wrestling match of the night. It was, very mat-based, very technical, decent. Both of these ladies put on a good showing. And the ending was pretty clunky as far as I was concerned. The full Nelson bomb into... It looked like a roll-up pin, and then it wasn't a roll-up pin, and then it was a pin, and then it wasn't a pin, and then like, oh no, she's put in a submission. It just wasn't very slick, really.
Yeah.
But hey, it's not all bad.
No,
because we managed to correctly predict
Trinity.
The winner of this one. Jeez. Yeah.
Oh, it feels like it's been a while.
It has been a while since we got a point, but we both got one, and now we're on 4.
4 horsemen, baby.
Nice. I wish I'd done the required watching homework ahead of this show. Yeah, it's a bit like book club. You've either got to actually read the book or you've got to get the cliff notes from someone.
Yeah.
For the next one, just make sure you watch NXT The Great American Bash on the 30th of July.
There you go. Watch it.
That's the next show that we're going to do after it's happened, obviously, because we can't. Yeah. Clearly, we can't predict the future. We've discovered that tonight.
Yeah.
We'll keep trying though. Main event.
Yes.
Impact World Championship. Alex Shelley versus Nick Aldis.
Your turn.
Much the same vein as the Eddie Edwards-Kazarian match. It was a decent match.
Yeah.
But I felt like there was something lacking. And I can't put my finger on what it is. It was solidly fine.
Yeah. I think that's been the theme of this pay-per-view, to be honest.
Which for one of their flagships is slightly disappointing, really. You know, you've got to put a bit more gusto into your anniversary event.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, but things I liked: Alex Shelley mangling Aldis's fingers in the turnbuckles.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I like this, but it's just kind of funny. Aldis costing himself the match by introducing the title belt.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's, comical and karma, and so I like that.
Yeah.
And the only negative I have, Aldis using the tombstone pile driver.
Yeah.
And it being kicked out of. That's a double negative there. And it's not like in English where, a double negative will make a positive. No, it's just double bad.
It's just double bad. It's just, yeah.
Like that movie from 2008, probably. It's super bad.
Oh, yeah. That one. I was wondering where you were going with that.
That's my tenuous link of the day. Tenuous bit of trivia. I wonder if it was 2008. I'm going to Google it now.
Google it now.
If I've got the year right, what do I get?
Nothing.
2007.
Oh, 1 year out.
I did say 2007, 2008, but I did commit to 2008.
You committed to close.
Close.
But no cigar.
Cigar, indeed.
Yeah.
Anything else to add about this match?
No. Shelley using the water at the beginning.
I wasn't a big fan of that. He's a baby face.
Yeah, I know, but
he went right in with the underhanded move.
It was just a comment. But apart from that, nothing much really.
Yeah, it came and went. Good to see that Josh Alexander is back.
Yeah, but fine.
Yeah. If he was healthy, couldn't he have wrestled on this show?
Yeah.
Couldn't he have been the mystery partner for Scott D'Amore?
Yeah.
And you could have just done a completely separate thing with Dina and Eric Young.
Yeah.
That would have made more sense with their story. And I don't know. Predictions for this one. Who'd you go with?
Nick Aldis.
So you got it wrong. I went with Alex Shelley. Yay!
Oh, well done.
So I'm going to finish on 5. Because I am a just 5 guys kind of guy. And you're going to finish on 4.
4 horsemen.
Which means that, once again, we're barreling towards having to predict more stuff, Dan. Because I am on 81. And you are on 81.
Oh, please don't let us tie.
We've got 2 shows to correct this.
Jesus Christ.
And for anybody, who's tuning in for the first time or hasn't tuned in for ages, we independently submit our predictions. So it's not like we go, I better bet safe and bet the same as him so that we end up tying. No, we hand them to an independent adjudicator so that we don't see each other's predictions until after they've been made. And that still hasn't stopped us predicting the same things all the time.
Yeah.
I just don't know how we manage it, really. But this is the second quarter in a row where it's been super close, or third actually, because we rolled over the winter one from last year, and then through WrestleMania up till WrestleMania, that's where you managed to win, but that was only by like a point, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that was stupidly close.
Yeah,
and now here we are again, stupidly close with 2 weeks to go in this quarter.
You know what I just thought?
What?
If we tie
Yeah.
and do the G1 climax.
Yeah, the rest of it anyway, yeah.
What if we tie on that?
Jesus. We'll lay cool style and cut the belt in half and have half each.
I'm not cutting this in half.
Get a second belt. One will be the world and one will be the universal.
You can have the old one.
Well, I've already had the old one. I'll have that one. I haven't touched it yet.
No, you can have the old one. It's sat over there.
Let's not hope we get to that. Next show is Great American Bash, which...
please let us differ.
To watch is on July the 30th, and then we'll be back to talk about it the following Thursday, which is what? Middle of the first week of August. The 3rd of August.
The 3rd of August. So the 3rd of August.
We've got a little break now. Once again. But before we go, one last thing to do. And Dan, I ask you on this fine evening as we record to give me a rating, please, for Impact Wrestling Slammiversary. A rating out of 5 title changes. Key theme of this show.
Yeah.
It was either that or matches that happened. So
yeah. Either way, yeah. It was just, this pay-per-view was so just fine. So I'm literally just going straight down the middle of 2.5.
Yeah, I wanted to give it more. I wanted it to be better. And there were so many things that were just lacking. And I'm like, it didn't need much to be better, but it did need to be better. As I was watching the main event, I was thinking back to that fantastic match that Alex Shelley had with Switchblade Jay White last year, and how, for me, that was one of the matches of the year. And I'm like, well, what can you do with Nick Aldis? Nick Aldis is no slouch. He's great in his own right.
Clearly nothing.
Largely disappointing. And and Nick Aldis is done with Impact again now. He's only been there a couple of months. Yeah. So that's why he didn't win, because he's gone.
Jesus. Is he going to Gladiators?
He's not going to Gladiators, no. The prevailing rumour currently is that he's going to go to WWE as an agent. So not to wrestle, but to do the backstage thing.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Don't know where that rumour came from, but it's a rumour.
The rumour mill.
Yeah. Okay, there we are then. Yeah, that's another one in the books. I'm going 2.5 as well, if that wasn't obvious from what I was saying. I'll begin to play us out. We'll see you in a fortnight for the Great American Bash.
Yes.
Good to see it as a proper premium live event again, instead of just a thrown together couple of weeks of NXT. Hopefully it'll be decent. Yeah. 2.5, I'm going 3 down. Perfect. And if that's not the best way to finish, I don't know what is. Until next time, I've been Jez.
I've been Dan.
We believe in Joe Hendry. And this has been the Main Event Podcast.
Moose! Hey!
I wasn't ready for that. Bye-bye.
Bye.